Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live. Thank you so much for joining me. And please let me know if your audio is perfect just before we get fully into this. So I'm going to try and take some calls tonight. And tonight, we are going to treat a lot of topics, a lot of issues, as much as time permits me. I mean, my own 1 hour. However, I want you to please pay attention as usual. What I'm about to say to you tonight, in every word that will come out of my mouth on this broadcast tonight, is very, very important to you if you pay attention to them. And what you make of, or let me put it this way: for everything I say, consider them as my own opinion. You have right to yours, and indeed, you can even phone in to express the same. However, what you make of what I tell you on my program, or what you make of it out of after the program, is completely yours. That is why we call this place a temple of the truth. Sometimes it will be so hard to take in when you listen to some, but you're likely going to agree at the end of the day. A lot is going on. A lot. As much as so many people have been, they have been blindfolded by propagandas and the misinformation that comes from those who are the agents of the tyrannical dictatorial regime in Nigeria, the one that is clamping down on every citizen that is speaking up. They have addressed our fears and they have managed to conquer us by fear. Fear-mongering that has lasted for generations is still pretty much present, with so many of those generations still around today. But you see, this generation, we will do our best to defeat our fear in large number, in mass, so that we can face our fear all together. And I think that's how to defeat your fear. You face your fear. And the fear of being killed, fear of being incarcerated, fear of being, made poor. These are the existential fear that once you face them, they will be a thing of the past. Now, here we are. Nigeria is burning. Why is Nigeria burning? Why is it that people don't want to listen to one another anymore? People don't want to talk about anything that has to do with, oneness, as they claim, of Nigeria. They sold this unity, fake unity, one united Nigeria. Unity, I told people, unity is not word. It's not just a word. Okay, when you want to bring unity, then remember, you can only bring unity where you have justice. You can only have progress and orderliness where justice prevails. But where you have victims told to go and die quietly without anybody hearing from them, then you won't have a united country. Buhari, who became your president, that has now unleashed terror on the rest of the country. Buhari never believed in anything that has to do with human rights. A terrorist that overthrew a democratically elected government and came back and got rewarded with another presidency will never, ever, ever value it. And that is why the desecration of the democratic value has pushed many, many to the precipice of breaking up of Nigeria. That shouldn't be blamed on the people demanding for this. Your fear may be speaking through you, telling you that asking for a better deal in a country that you don't have any choice. As they say, you have no choice. And you see, I think those who don't have choice are those who are dead. The living will always have choice. Buhari and the rest of those criminals who are with him, they are humans. They are not they are not, they are not spirits. Therefore, they dare not be the determinant of who has choice or who has no choice. And for those who are urging them on, the party will soon be over. And that is because with the prejudice you have for the rest of the country, as well as the impunity that has given you this leverage, this fake superiority, the party is about to be over. And your injustice or the injustices from those criminals in charge will push everybody to that same conclusion. Don't speak to our fear anymore. Don't tell us to be careful of war when we are watching our people being killed, our villages being ransacked, our people turning to refugees in Nigeria and outside Nigeria, our economy destroyed, our farms destroyed, our farmers sent away from their farms. I'm talking about the real economy survival of our people are being threatened. And they said, don't say anything. When you say something, you are asking for war. What other way can we describe or define what a war looks like? As much as they are going after peaceful, people who are rallying, who are making awareness about their own displeasure with the arrangement called Nigeria, as they are unleashing terror on them, as they claimed, speaking the language that we would understand, the language of violence, the language of terror. Your government turned to terror. Your government, agent of your government became terrorist, terrorizing every peace-loving national in that country. And that is a choice they said we have, and we will never have another one. And that is unacceptable. While they are unleashing their violence and terror, the terrorists are also speaking the language that Nigeria seems to understand. Under Buhari, just yesterday, the news broke. I think it was about 2 weeks ago when you received the news that ISWAP, Boko Haram, and the rest of all those terrorists operating in northern Nigeria have formed an alliance under Buhari. But let's take a step back a bit. For those who are probably naive and easily deceived by those, agent of misinformation and the manipulation, the propagandists that talk to you, pretending to be helping you. Some of you who have fallen for that. Today, they blame everybody for the insecurity in Nigeria but themselves. But remember, in 2015, what they told you was that it would take them 3 months to end terrorism in Nigeria, but they lied. 6 years after that, they diversified terrorism in Nigeria. Back then you only had to deal with Boko Haram, Alhaji Shekau and his group. But today, you have different of them now, from Boko Haram to bandit, from bandit to Fulani terrorists, from Fulani terrorists to ISWAP, from ISWAP to ISIL. Now, all of them have now taken command from ISIL, the same ISIL that they have chased out of Syria, out of some of the places where they were committing these heinous crimes because of people's faith. They pledged their allegiance. Now they are the West African command of the ISIL. Now they have not just diversified under Buhari, right? They have become stronger. And as you are watching this video, this didn't start today. Boko Haram, who has been collecting taxes from majority part of Borno state. I told you, there was a time I told you that when this APC, Egbekegbe Al-Qaeda People's Congress, when they took over power in Nigeria in 2015, they had Boko Haram, right? And then after 2015, when these other terror groups emerged, before then, Boko Haram, in fact, was so decimated that they had no control over anywhere anymore before the April 2015 election. After the election, Boko Haram just mellowed. And people were telling us then that it was because of Boko Haram's body language. And I told you, I said there was no body language. It was simply body odor that some of you are just going to get used to the stench when the time, as time, goes. And that's exactly what happened. 4 months after Buhari took over, Boko Haram reactivated. And as you are watching this video today, well, you have about 27 local government areas in Borno State to start with, right? Out of the 27 local government areas in Borno State, 23 of them are in control of Boko Haram, but they won't tell you that. And that is why you can see that Zulum jumping about, because you know why? He has all the money there they gave to him. There is no local government, there is no government anywhere other than the Maiduguri, the center. So it's easier for him to go about and share a bag of gari, a bag of rice for 5,000 people, because they are the refugees they can find. Those who found their ways to Maiduguri. Many of them are in Niger Republic. Many of them have crossed over to Mali. Some of them are now in Cameroon. And these are the people who ran away from the areas controlled by Boko Haram. Those who didn't run, they stayed back to work for Boko Haram. And they are existing in the same Nigeria today. These farmers are paying taxes to Boko Haram. They pay taxes. And yeah, well, yesterday, Boko Haram, who are now called the ISWAP, they changed guard because they have all merged together now. They are now bigger. Who made them bigger? Buhari. Before Buhari came to power, we used to hear about Kabiru Sokoto. We used to hear about Godwin, what's that guy's name? Enrioka. Who is not even from the northern Nigeria. Kabiru Sokoto, a terrorist, a bomber. Enrioka, a gun runner for terrorists in Nigeria. Under a southern president, Enrioka got apprehended in South Africa to stand there trial for what they now call a trump-up charges. I don't know how far that is going, right? But Buhari did the magic. When he came in, Kabiru Sokoto, the one that bombed the Madala bomber in Abuja, Christmas Day bomber. Kabiru Sokoto was released. When we raised the alarm, they said, no, he wasn't released. He is still in custody. All of a sudden, Kabiru Sokoto now sued Nigeria for wrong detention, wrong arrest. Today, the case of Kabiru Sokoto is as cold as that Ejaokweku, as we call it, that your dead cold fish. For 6 years, no single person has been brought back to that court and say, oh, you are standing trial for the crime you committed here and there. For 6 years, Buhari, APC, Egbekegbe, the Al-Qaeda People's Congress, they have released in what they call the rehabilitation of Boko Haram terrorists and other terrorists who repented. So for 6 years, they've released over 6,400 terrorists, repentant terrorists, they call them. They give them money. Most of these terrorists have found themselves in Nigerian army. Many of them have found themselves back in the war front, fighting and killing Nigerian military and Nigerian soldiers. And today, they have governor in Borno. You don't know. Let me share this with you. Some of you might have seen it, but it's good to share that with you because I'm going to read it, right? Under Buhari, while you, the humbled slave, the obedient fool, a sophisticated moron, while you are jumping up and down, waiting for when they are going to display Sunday Igboho in public so that we can say, oh yeah, they caught him. Sunday Igboho that is trying to make northern Nigeria unsafe. Sunday Igboho, who you will say, oh, but maybe Sunday Igboho is the one who organized the kidnapping of 167 school children in Kaduna today. Maybe it was Nnamdi Kanu who organized the killings of those who got killed in Niger, in Kaduna, in Yobe, in Zamfara today. Why you are here? Why you are here? Blaming everybody or joining them to blame those who did you nothing but good. Those who risked it all to tell you about the danger of defending this terrorist in government. The danger that will consume everybody. whether you support them, whether you don't support them. And that is why it is better you speak up for your own sake. Boko Haram, ISWAP appoints governor for part of Borno. Boko Haram and Islamic State of West Africa province have appointed a governor for part of Borno. Denton official claimed that the terrorists are not in control of any Nigerian territory. When you meet a Buhari idiot, a Buhari didn't, it will tell you that Boko Haram is doing so well defeating terrorism. But he's lying to himself. She's lying to herself. Right? That Nigeria is, they said they don't want Biafra to go. Because Biafra is Nigeria, according to them. Now, Biafrans haven't killed anybody. They have not kidnapped anybody. They have not destroyed anything. Nigeria government that invented unknown gunmen. Who are the unknown gunmen? Your Nigeria DSS that has recruited French-speaking mercenaries, right? That they put Nigeria military uniform on. They give them gun. They give them identity card. And they send them to go and kill and destroy. And these people who invented unknown gunmen, these criminals, they won't go to Borno and fight Boko Haram, the ones that have carved their own country. Their motto, their own agenda is to make me and you turn to the Salafist terrorists, Islamic Salafist terrorists. That is the agenda. They said we must all bow for the caliphate and the caliphate of their Allah according to them. Except you bow, they will kill all of us. Those who have refused to bow are those they have killed so far, and they are coming down south. They are in south anyway. These guys have carved their own country out of Nigeria. Sambisa forest is their own forte. The same Sambisa forest they told you is now was ground zero. Do you remember? The Sambisa forest is their forte now. And Nigeria is their annex. But Sunday Igboho is more dangerous. Nnamdi Kanu is more dangerous. The terrorists who have accepted the leadership of Abu Musa Al-Barnawi, that's their new leader. His name is called Abu Musa Al-Barnawi, son of Muhammad Yusuf. That is the son of the man called Muhammad Yusuf, the founder of Boko Haram, the man they killed after using him for political power. Afterward, they killed him extrajudicially in the police custody. His followers, who were like Issa Pandemic, who is now a minister. If to say Issa Pandemic, who happened to be the friend to Muhammad Yusuf, and he loved Muhammad Yusuf a lot and this ideal. So if not because a jihadist president has gained power in Nigeria, you know what will happen? Issa Pandemic will be in the forest right now. And maybe if they kill him, his followers who are always in every mosque right now in northern Nigeria, they will be in the forest too with their own guns, cutting people's heads off. I mean, the infidel, they'll be cutting our heads off. Yes. But since Boko Haram, the Agba terrorist, is the president, then the Ojewewe terrorist, the Rekwe terrorist, they can then have a few days, instead of being in the forest, they will be in the palace. That's what happened. They killed Muhammad Yusuf themselves after using him. And you see, Muhammad Yusuf's son, Abu Musa Al-Barnawi, is now the caliphate leader of Boko Haram in Nigeria. And they called them, they did something called, well, let's put it this way. They said they appointed the governor under a new leadership restructuring by an interim council. Boko Haram did restructuring before Nigeria. You dey follow? Boko Haram did restructuring among themselves. So they appointed interim council. Rido. The group appointed a separate leader for ISWAP. The governor. There is a governor in Borno. It's not just Zulumo. There's a Boko Haram governor in Borno. And they no born Zulum well to even pass where that governor they pass. Governor pass governor. You and I know that. And you can ask yourself, why did the northern Nigeria was so quiet when the news of the killing of Shekau broke out? Why were they quiet? Why were they so jubilant when they heard that Nnamdi Kanu has been kidnapped and the Oloye Sunday Igboho, an assassination attempt on him to kill him? Why did they celebrate more? Your answer is as good as mine. Abu Kaka will work with Abu Bakar Dan Buduma as the operation commander, Timbuktu Triangle. Abba Kaka's government has the structure of a normal government, as it will impose taxes on fishing activities and farming. It also has its own judiciary. Baba Issa, who was appointed to oversee taxation and revenue on fishing activities, was posted to Kanga in Abadam to relieve Abu Abdullah. Abdallah. Ibn Omar is now chief prosecutor. Just like you have Tanko Technicality, Babalawo Ife. You remember him, Tanko Technicality, the plane driver. Don't pretend. I'm talking about your Chief Justice of Nigeria. He's the chief prosecutor, whatever you want to call him. Or you can even call him the Malamu. But they have their own Malamu. They have their own Tanko Technicality in one. In Nigeria. In Nigeria. So you laughing gleefully that they kidnapped those who have done nothing. They say they can't shame the shameless. I understand. But look at your lives. Look at yourselves. Shameless, shameless, shameless people. Look at yourselves. This is from Nigeria and it is the latest. Your Bokwari, these people are speaking to him in the language he will understand. Why Bokwari, the Agba terrorist, is speaking to all of you in the language you don't understand, because this language of terrorism is never a language that anybody should accept. But slaves would. Slaves will accept anything as long as they can live for another day. They said that the interim council introduced mobile courts. Mobile courts. And some policies to harmonize all insurgent activities and groups under the leadership of the ISIS. It has also established 2 caliphates at Lake Chad and Sambisa Forest to sustain its war against countries in sub-Saharan Africa. According to the reports, the interim council has lifted the ban imposed on fishing and farming activities in the Lake Chad area 3 years after chasing people out of Mate, Abadam, Kukawa, and Guzamala, over alleged spying for Nigerian troops. It nevertheless imposed new taxes and levies in the areas controlled by ISWAP, Boko Haram, to regulate trades and agricultural activities. Henceforth, members of the terrorist sect will be collecting 5,000 naira monthly, from traders and farmers, while the fishermen will pay 2,000 naira per bag of fish, among other levies. Several fishermen, farmers, and merchants have returned to the Lake Chad area to engage in socio-economic activities under the arrangement of the new ISWAP Boko Haram leadership. That is under the leadership of Boko Hari. Don't ever forget that. They are in the south, killing our people, telling us to keep short. They said we were asking for war. No, we didn't ask for war. We asked to be left alone. The Southern governors met in Lagos today. Well, I'm coming back to Lagos. Again, do not be deceived by all the charade. What they are pushing for is just the politics of 2023. And in this case, do not be dragged into it, because it's never going to serve your anything in any way in your interest. It's never going to be in your interest. It's for them. But we're coming to that. They said they have collectively agreed to ban open grazing, something they have banned for 4 times. They even started Amotekun, Ebubeagu, or Ebubelizard, wherever you want to call them. All of that didn't stop the open grazing or stop the Fulani terrorists from openly grazing everywhere. In Enugu, in Lagos, in Ogun State, everywhere. They are still everywhere. So we know they are just paper tigers when it comes to this issue of security and self-determination. They are paper tigers. And that is why they are spending a lot of money to discourage you from discussing, the breakup of Nigeria, because according to them, that is going to make them lose everything, including their feeding bottles, right? But let's go to Kaduna first. When Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, the Kaduna little finger, El-Rufai of Kaduna, granted an interview. And in his interview, right, he had this to say: in that same Kaduna today, they have now shut down 13 schools just because Boko Haram, bandits, terrorists, they have now taken over everywhere. The Kaduna little finger, El-Rufai, eventually came out just about 2 days ago, and he said he has withdrawn his own son from public school. The one he did to the entertainment of the media by sending his son to primary public school. Well, he said, people said the son never attended the school. How do you say you send your son to a school whereby the students have to deal with goggle wearing, dark goggle wearing, suit wearing rogues who are protecting just one child because a child of a governor is in that school. Now he's not so sure that those people can protect his son anymore. Now he's taking his son out of that school because some parents are not so lucky. 167 of their children have been taken away in Kaduna today. And it is now world news. Guess what? You won't hear anything from Buhari. And the Kaduna little finger who was talking about Nnamdi Kanu back then. I'm coming back. Watch this.
The federal government, Nigeria government, announced that they don't arrest the leader of IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu. What will be your reaction when you hear that news?
I was very happy. I was very happy for 2 reasons. First, the man was on trial and he jumped bail. Okay? That in itself is a crime. And no legal system should accept that. It doesn't matter whether it is Nnamdi Kanu or Nasir El-Rufai. You're on bail. There are conditions to the bail. You have sureties. To jump bail, jeopardizing your sureties. Because people that acted as surety, did that out of trust. And you expose them to danger. You expose Senator Abaribe, minority leader in the Senate, to the likelihood of arrest. Because if the judge wanted, you could have arrested Abaribe and put him in prison until Nnamdi Kanu is produced. That's not how we should run our country. So that's one. Secondly, a person that challenges the sovereignty of Nigeria, the authority of the state, and even incites violence to boot, calling on people to burn police stations, to attack prisons and release criminals and kill other ethnic groups. He refers to his own country, whose passport he carried to go to wherever he was, as a zoo. He insults every official. He has insulted me so many times, but that's okay. We are leaders, so we have to be insulted, even by scallywags like Nnamdi Kanu. But how can you sit in the comfort of another country and be encouraging the killing of citizens, encouraging the likelihood of your own backyard to be a battleground? Who does that? If you are smart, you take battles to other places. You don't invite war to your own people. This is what Nnamdi Kanu is doing. He has violated several laws of Nigeria. And it was proper that the federal government followed the processes and used the Interpol red flag system to bring him to justice. And he should be brought to justice. He should have his day in court. If he's guilty, fine. If he's not, he has insulted us for nothing. We'll live with it. I congratulate the federal government. I'm pleased with this development. And this should be a message to all these separatists challenging the authority of the Nigerian state to be very careful. The government may be patient and follow due process, but in the end, you'll face justice.
So, Your Excellency, you talk about the issue of banditry and kidnapping being something where the states, they currently battle with. Within the states they do, especially when you see, say, in the last couple of months alone, 3 schools, 9, they don't kidnap students from within the state they do. We don't talk to some parents and some guardians who tell us, say, the government no even contact them in the time when their children, their hands of the kidnappers.
We have taken an official stand against payment of ransom for bandits. For a simple reason. If the bandits know that the government will pay ransom, it will only make them kidnap more students. The issue of kidnapping students, particularly girls, is a very sensitive issue and can be escalated to global levels. And these bandits know that. So if you as a state government pay, you are only encouraging them to do more of it. And we have so many schools, some in rural areas, that you can never adequately protect. And these bandits come in motorcycles, they come in 200s with AK-47. Even if you have 20 soldiers there, they cannot successfully, defend against 200 soldiers with, bandits with the same firepower. So we debated this and said we will never pay bandits.
So how would you be able to help?
So, but you see what the Greenfield parents said about us not contacting is not true. Our Commissioner Internal Security was engaging with them and listening to them, but the moment government visibly gets involved, the bandits even raise the ransom. Okay? They are not telling the truth by saying that we are not in touch with them. We are sympathetic. We said we will not pay. We were working with the military to launch an operation to rescue them. We knew where they were, but the risks of losing some of the students was what prevented the military from moving. When they
we work with you to build a Nigeria that is not corrupt. I bring you a message of hope. We are going to spend a lot of resources on education.
Do you see how he felt, his body language, his countenance, and when they said, when they asked him about the Nnamdi Kanu and what they would do to Nnamdi Kanu? But the moment they started talking about the bandits, he started talking about other things like, people, blah, blah, blah. But that's not even what I wanted you to see. Today, the bandits, the same terrorists that he said that they don't pay them anymore, for the reason he mentioned in that video, right? The same bandits has forced him to shut more schools. Under him alone, they have kidnapped. There has been 3 successful school kidnappings under him. The last 2, especially the last one, the Greenfield University student, the parents had to contribute 180 million to get their children freed from the hands of the terrorists. And like he was saying, oh, we are doing our best to fight them and all of that. Well, the result of fighting them is this, the news of school children kidnapped today. And their parents, they were everywhere. Some were even praying. This happened at, Bethel Baptist High School in Kaduna. They've taken them all. I'll read it back to you. Gunmen have kidnapped 140 students from a boarding school in northwest Nigeria. A school official said on Monday, the latest is a wave of mass abductions targeting school children and students. Heavily armed criminal gangs often attack villages to loot, steal cattle, and abduct people for ransom in northwest and central Nigeria. But since the start of the year, they have increasingly targeted schools and colleges. The attackers scaled fence to break into the Bethel Baptist High School in Kaduna State in the early hours of Monday today, taking away most of the 165 pupils boarding there overnight, including their teachers, right? Kaduna State Police, blah, 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 blah. Well, that is the news. 165 children kidnapped from their school in Kaduna, right? Insecurity of that. I told you, I said, not because I wish it to, all right? Because let's say if wishes were horses, beggars who ride. Not because you wish it, so not because I wish it for you. But a day is coming very soon that you are going to receive the same news in southern Nigeria. School children have been kidnapped. And you'll be wondering, how did they move them? That is the primary question. How did they move them despite all the security, security alertness in Kaduna and environ? Because the government empowers them, and even if they ever get caught, they will never ever be punished. Now that will bring me back to the South now. Elections have consequences, they say, and I quite agree with them. 100%. That elections have consequences. You may think talking about this is like putting ourselves in danger. The danger here is that not talking about it at all. To God be the glory that we have the opportunity of exposing what they are doing in Nigeria, to educate ourselves, put ourselves on the know, and at the same time help us on how to react to them. Security-wise, people are now more wiser, even though they don't live in Nigeria. When they are going to Nigeria now, they know better how they have to behave themselves, except for those that will tell you, you don't know what you are talking about. Those who find out themselves. I personally have used my platform to bring a conversation that is so inclusive enough for you to picture yourself in the whole scenario, even when you are not there. I have successfully done that on Maiyegun's diary Politico. How does this affect you? How does your fear of not talking would affect you more? Well, I am from the southern Nigeria. I am a Yoruba man from Oduduwa land, a Yoruba man, proud one. Even though they told me my identity should be the second thing and the fake identity called Nigeria should be my main identity. People are battling with that. It's so hard to convince a one Nigerian, whether you meet them here in Glasgow or you meet them there in London or you meet them in Canada or you jam them on the train while you are in the metro in New York, wherever you meet them, when you see these one Nigerians, those who live in that denial, the unity beggars, they fight it. They fight the identity of, are they Nigerians? What makes you a Nigerian? What are your rights as Nigerians? Are some people more Nigerians than the other? Do you belong to those who tell yourselves that no Nigerian is more Nigerian than the other? I'm going to agree with you if you say no Nigerian should be more Nigerian than the other. That would be a very correct statement. But don't ever beat your chest like a donkey or a monkey and say no Nigerian is more Nigerian than the other. You will be deceiving yourself, and don't let your children take that from you. A deceit, a denier that won't help you. I'm a Yoruba man, a proud one. I should be Yoruba first. But guess what? They told me that I should be Yoruba second, Nigerian first. A country that stole my identity, stole everything of who I should be, who I am, and told me to be something else, something called unity. Those who are unity beggars in impunity, in injustice, with so much other prejudices and all of that. They said, shut up, deny your identity. But today, many of you are realizing that, oh boy, it be like saying not true. There are some Nigerians who are more Nigerian than other Nigerians, especially if you are from Niger Republic. Clap for yourselves. If you are from Niger Republic, even though it's not that your elite are better off, it's not that because you are living a better life in Niger Republic, that Buhari, your cousin, is the president of Nigeria. No. I'm just saying that that gives you a dual citizenship just by ethnic alone. As a Fulani man, you are also a Nigerian. But me, as a Yoruba man, as a Nigerian, I cannot be called a Malian. I cannot automatically be a Chadian. I cannot automatically be a Nigerian. I cannot automatically be a Mauritian or Mauritius from, you know what I mean? But a Fulani man from all these places is a Nigerian. So if they tell you that some are more Nigerian than the other, and this is exactly how Nigeria is being run as well. Southern Nigerians came together. Thank you, Elena. Southern Nigerians came together and they said they were banning open grazing to stop all these clashes, all these killings, all these attacks once and for all. The Presidency, who wants to give Ruga, who wants to give land to the terrorists from the Sahel, from all these places, they said, you are joking. Who gave you the right? They said we were joking. Governors, so they know the governors have no army. They have no police. They don't even have a lever to publicly say they are going to buy guns to defend those communities or to implement the ban on open grazing. But for paparazzi's sake, they called a meeting in Lagos today. There's something I want to quickly correct as well, which I missed earlier. When Kaduna Littlefinger said Nnamdi Kanu jumped bail, right? That is a lie they have told millions of their gullible people in Nigeria, those who believed that. At the same time, those Mumumadus, the Bele lecturers and the Mumu lecturers, I'm talking about the premium abroad-based, the premium Buhari idiots, the premium cyberbarians, the premium Nigerians who are abroad, those who are patriotic Nigerians from abroad. The lie they told you was that Nnamdi Kanu jumped bail. He did not jump bail. He escaped an assassination attempt that is officially sanctioned by the terrorist government in Nigeria to get him killed. You kidnapped somebody. You locked him up for over a year. Then you took him to your court. You don't believe in your court, do you? You don't even believe in your own law. Your court said he should be freed on bail because the crime you have accused him of is pretty much like so bogus. But yeah, let's enjoy the drama. Let's enjoy the whole thing. Then your court said he should come back on a date that was just about 4 or 5 days away. Then you sent your assassination squad, the terrorist Nigeria military that are still terrorizing people, killing people today, including their police. You sent them to go and kill him. You killed 28 people that day, including his dog. Abi, then when you couldn't find him, you now declared him wanted. Who does that? It is only in a country, a lawless, disorderly country like Nigeria, where you have educated illiterates spewing and spitting rubbish every now and then, trying to make sense out of nonsense. And no matter how long you try to repeat that, it's never going to be the truth. Now, you organized with another, a darkest, country in Africa to kidnap him, and this time around, you have now gone beyond what you did the first time. And trust me, the consequences is so closer than you can imagine. Let them have the few days for now. Let them have it. So Nnamdi Kanu did not jump bail. If it was you, would you wait for them to kill you? Look at what they did to Sunday Igboho. There was no court order. There was no investigation. There was no crime committed. There was absolute nothing. But they went to his house in the middle of the night, killed 2 people, and destroyed the entire property. But what you can ask me, or possibly what you can easily say, is that why is he keeping all his gun in the house? Why is he keeping the gun in the house? Why is somebody keeping a gun to defend himself from terrorists who now dressed in military uniform anyway to kill you? Why is he keeping gun in his house? So they went there in the middle of the night to assassinate him. Then when they didn't succeed, they declared him wanted. What crime did he commit? Absolutely nothing. No crime. When they asked one of these northern animals, what exactly is the crime of Nnamdi Kanu? He just gleefully said, Alenora, thank you very much for your super chat, because I almost missed that. And I have a lot of comments coming in that I'm going to miss a lot of super chats, super stickers. So if I miss yours, please don't be offended, I'll say. So gleefully celebrating the kidnap this time around. However, I want to take it to another part. The southern governors met and they said they are going to make it law in southern Nigeria that open grazing is illegal. Then they quickly smuggled their real reason for calling the meeting. The next president of Nigeria must come from the southern Nigeria. The irony of it all is that they are just toothless paper tigers, all for the camera, all for the news, the paparazzi and co. That's just all that is for, because these same southern governors, they have the key to all the House of Rep members from each state. They have the keys to all the senators from each state, which means apart from the jamboree and the charade they did in Lagos, which is just a mockery, something that probably makes you feel good. I'm saying it to you now. Don't feel any good. It is just a pure charade. Eventually, they will all fall in line once Buhari give the order. Don't be deceived by that. The National Assembly, they said they passed Petroleum Industry Bill. Some of you have been hearing about Petroleum Industry Bill for years. That bill, they were supposed to be a bill that will now make the petroleum industry in Nigeria free of government total control and manipulation, no NNPC and the rest of that. And you know that it is the NNPC that is the cash cow of this northern elite, the jobless northern elite, unproductive criminals. NNPC is their cash cow. You can't take NNPC away. Petroleum Industry Bill says NNPC should get the hell out. And then, what do you call it? Privatize the oil industry. Let the market force determine what and what will be sold. The product of petroleum and other for. Now, when this National Assembly debated it, they now announced that they have passed it. About 5 days ago, the rubber stamp Senate President of Nigeria came out and he said they are doing everything to make sure that they pass the Petroleum Industry Bill. Petroleum Industry Bill would have also helped the people of the oil-producing areas to have access to more fund from their own resources. I don't know how they put that together. Somehow, those who are asking for that money, they said they needed 5%. Remember that they have what is called the 13% derivation formula. 13% means that oil-producing states in Nigeria will collect 13% from the federation accounts, apart from other money they will collect as an extra for being oil-producing states, all to be looted. Now, in that proposal in the Petroleum Industry Bill, it was meant to be 5% extra for what would they call the oil-producing communities. All right? I don't know what that means, but it means that if they have oil in your community, you'll likely be going to be getting up to $500 to $600 million. That's a lot of money for so many of these communities that if they really put them into use, they will change a lot of things than what we are talking about today. But Aboki will be Aboki, criminals will be criminals, including their southern counterparts, southern governors, who are in total, I think there are 17. How many are they? 17 southern governors, so how many? Who have senators and rep members from their states. They did not oppose the Petroleum Industry Bill, right? But you know what Aboki did? They changed the 5% for these communities, they changed it to 3%, okay? Then they now included something called frontier states. Frontier states for oil producing communities. So if you get oil for Baramatu Kingdom, the people of Yobe or the people of Kanu, they will be collecting 30% of the money from that oil because they are frontier states. States that can likely get oil in the future. Until they get that oil, you need to give them 30% of what you make from that oil. And you see, they say frontier states. When they put the list of the frontier states down, out of about 8 of them, out of about 13 of them or thereabout, right? Only 2 communities come from southern Nigeria, okay? From 2 states in southern Nigeria. About 11 or 12 of those frontier states, they come from northern Nigeria. They will collect 30%. They don't get oil, they don't get anything, no, but they will collect 30%. All of you will get the oil from your community where they have all those gas flaring, all those spillages and all of that, environmental degradation and the rest of that, yeah, pollution and all that, yeah. You will collect 3%. And that is exactly what they passed as Petroleum Industry Bill. Industrial bill or industry bill, I don't know. These governors, they now went to Lagos to say they rejected it. It's very wrong. We don't accept it. Who are they talking to? The House of Rep members, Senate members they send there. The ones they meet with every now and then. Who are they deceiving? That's why I said, these guys are not speaking for us. No matter how much they try, listen, they are not speaking for you. They are not speaking for me. It is all charade. That is why the likes of Sunday Igboho will always be a target. So Nnamdi Kanu, they will always be the easy target because they are the soft targets. Gaslight them. Blame them for a problem that is not there, right? The problem we created. And see how the people will believe us. But let us come together and tell them that we reject this, we reject that. They can always reject, but they can't do anything. Nothing. People were talking about the Water Resources Bill. That is another bill that will be passed. And guess what? According to these people who are talking about one Nigeria, they have done they have made that Nigeria become so much monolithic Nigeria because the Fulanis can decide for us. Trust me. They know what is best for us. You can't talk about it. No, you can't. And they don't need us to validate anything. They can easily get whatever they want, including staying in power beyond what you beyond the time you think they plan to stay. But some of you don't see it yet. I love it when the people say to me, to my face, Maiyegun, forget it. It can never happen. I love it. So that when it happens, I would love to watch you say, only God can help us. That's not true. Only you can help you. And it starts from the way you actually think and process all of this information. Only you can help you. God is not going to help you. Take that from me as a fact. And doesn't mean that I'm challenging your God, though, because some of you will quickly get worked up now. Maiyegun, don't talk like that. Don't say God can change it. I know you are specialists in that area. Because many of you, Nigeria has destroyed your psyche enough that your education has become so useless, right? That you are now special, you have special degree or qualification about how God think, what God would do, what he would do next. And then some of you have actually turned yourself into the Attorney General of Ministry of Justice of Heaven. Some of you have turned yourself to the spokesperson for God. Because that's how Nigeria has messed up with your brain, messed up with your lives, messed up with your thinking, messed up with your existence, messed up with your everything. First, you believe that something will never happen. When they happen, then you begin to say, now only God will save us. When somebody now tells you that leave God out of it, you say, Mama, see, I agree with you, everything you are saying all this while, but nobody can say God cannot. Shut up! Shut the hell up. When you are talking to your kind, it would be great if you do that. Please shut up, please. Don't divert our attention and put us in that trance that Nigeria has forced you to live through. The trance of psychotic state where many of you are already mental with serious psychotic problem that Nigeria has forced you to go under. And therefore, every other imaginary things will work except what you can do by yourself. And that is why it's easier for them to tell you that asking for your own, asking for something better is a call for war. But appointing new governors in Borno, government is doing something about it, or God will do something about it. And Maiyegun, don't talk like that. God is powerful, and that, because to you, that is your area of specialty, where you can tell us a lot about what God can do. But you see, there's something about Nigeria. Some of you may not be paying attention. Nigeria is a country that will make you question that your God. I don't know how many times many of you have questioned your God, or I'm not saying publicly, privately. How many times have you found yourself in a situation where you have been like, God, why? God, why? Why did I have to go through this? God, why? How many times? You shouldn't say that to your God. You know that. God, why do I have to go through this? Oh, God. Oh, God, this is not fair. God, this is not fair. You shouldn't. You are questioning God. But that is what Nigeria can do to you. Nigeria will make you question that God. That why God allowed this happen? Because it is Nigeria that made you believe that what man should do can't be kept for God to do, including fixing security, fixing hospitals, fixing roads, doing justice to everybody, giving everybody fair hearing, letting everybody have the benefit of being innocent until proven guilty, not this mob mentality, because all of this comes with consequences and it has nothing to do with God. When they kidnapped Angon, I think we're having an issue with our Facebook broadcast. Tell me, can you see me on Facebook still, or is already stopped? That's one crazy thing about Facebook, okay? They've stopped us completely on Facebook, on all platforms, I believe. So Sadly so. But let me check. Can you still see me on Facebook, by the way? Maybe not. So I think we are left on our YouTube. So, well, if you are watching me on YouTube, okay, make your presence known. Yeah, that's it. It's all messed up. There's no reason for the broadcast to stop on Facebook, even though, like I said, they shot my viewers by 80%. Okay. So whenever Maiyegun posts anything, right? Over 200,000 people who are like, following Maiyegun's diary on Facebook would never see them. Do you get that now? If I go live, only about 5% or not even 5%, maybe about 1% of you will see that Maiyegun is live. Now, I think about 1%. That's not even like much. It's even like less than 1%. There's a message on my Facebook page. That's why I told my friends, subscribe onto Maiyegun's Diary Politico on YouTube, right? If I show you what they did to my page, they actually sent me a message, right? Facebook sent me a message and they said, we are no longer, they said, see, you can't invite friends to like your page anymore. As this page went against our community standard, we have temporarily limited what actions you can take. Do you get that now? So that's why I'm not really bothered about my Facebook anymore. I'm just waiting for the day they are going to shut it down. And I won't bother about it again. Do you get that now? So let me know if you are still watching on Facebook or you've been cut off. However, if you're watching me on YouTube, stay there. Me and them get deal. People said, Maiyegun, YouTube is not even reliable and all of that. Well, I would say they are more reliable than a Facebook. If you report me to YouTube, YouTube is going to have a chat with me. We're going to talk. I'm going to tell them that I don't listen to that person. They are the Buhari idiots, the Buhari didn'ts, who always want to shut everybody down, as much as they don't want to hear anything about Buhari and the Tifnubu and the gang, right? So YouTube will be like, oh, really? Oh, sorry about that then. What do you want us to do? Help me yank that person off. Don't let him see my video again. Okay, we'll do that. I have that relationship with them. I'm talking about real one, because I'm now a partner with them, a real partner. And for those who are YouTubers, they will tell you what I mean by that. So go on my YouTube page, subscribe to it. You won't miss anything. When they do all their madness on Facebook, we'll be fine here. So don't bring God into it. Leave God out of it. Because Nigerian God will make you question God. And in the process of questioning God, what God can do and not do, then you find out that you have also blasphemed. The southern governors who come up, which is great, with what they said, they are also like saying the 2023 election, the person must be from the south, the next president. That is Tifnubu doing his little bidding. And let me tell you something. All the southern governors who went to that meeting today, they knew that they just took a vacation to Lagos to go and see any new hotel built in Lagos with presidential suits. And then afterward, they fly back to where they come from. The story continues. They met in Akure. That was the first time they met, and they said they were banning open grazing. Miyetti rejected it. The presidency rejected it. Garbage Shehu rejected it. Femi Oponu-Adesina rejected it. All of them said the southern governors were just joking because nothing like that will happen. And exactly what happened. The open grazing continues. So these same people are now telling us that they are working on it. They're going to make a law by September, and then the open grazing will be banned. Which army are they going to use to arrest the... So that's the deceit, all right? And that is why no one is buying that. And somebody is going to let me go on a kind of drink break now. When I get back, we have more to share before I open the line.
Hey, it don't happen. What is it? Matter don't scatter. Shut up by you. Èyí tẹ́ lọ gbọ́ ọmọ àlè níjẹ́, ní ọmọ àlè níjẹ́, ọmọ àtọlúbì níjẹ́, ọmọ àlè president wá bá wa. Shut up by. You are planning. Baba Jagaban, ẹ̀yin lẹ padà dàlú irú. Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu bàbá wa. Hey, ẹgbà, Tuwale, chance for you. Finally done Nigeria. Now, JJJJ, we sit down for Southwest. Now, you go bring on Wole Nije, come meet us. Shoton, you are planning. God made you the king of all slaves in Lagos State. Ọlọ́run fi Èkó ẹ̀kọ́ wa lẹ́rú báyìí. Àrọ́rọ̀ sọ à complain. Ẹ̀yin ni bàbá Èkó kò tẹ́ yín lọ́rùn. Ẹ fẹ́ di bàbá federal. Ṣó tán yín? Ẹ òbí tí Buhari gbà yọ sí yín. Buhari is now saying you cannot sit down in Lagos and be dictating what will happen up there. Ẹ̀yin lẹ fà. Ẹ̀yin lẹ mú Tinubu Buhari wá. Tí ó bá jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀, kíbo làwọn Yorùbá ti fẹ́ máa dìbò fáwúsá. Àmọ́ nítorí pé ẹ̀yin náà ní template and plan. Ẹ̀yin master planner, àbí? And plan, you want to succeed the successor. Hey! Ẹ ti padà jẹ wárùn. Ó tán ibo ló kù sí lára wa báyìí. Wetin remain for our body? Buhari tó jẹ́ pé inú ẹ̀ dí from day one. Buhari's heart, mind, he block kakaraka báyìí. The man that cannot forgive, he has unforgiving spirit. He is inhuman. He does not have sympathy. He is a dictator. He does not understand. They want to make everybody slaves like they are. You one man out of millions of people, you said something that is so insensitive and they politely took off your post. You said you are insulting. Who the hell are you that they are insulting? Are you the one who created jobs for people on Twitter? Are you the one who has been feeding unemployed, educated citizens? You people did not create jobs. You did not maintain anything in this country. Now, Nigerians have taken their destiny into their hands and have started making feeding and daily bread for themselves.
Shojare sister me I like message I know they to bother about the messenger. I liked what she said there. Okay, and those who had the message, they have received it too. All right. Meanwhile, as they are gleefully looking for, as we expect them to talk about the attack on Sunday Igboho, what they're going to do. The kidnapping of Nnamdi Kanu, what are they going to do? They kept mute on that because they are comfortable with that. Even though they said something like, military or security forces shouldn't come and do something in our state without our notice, as if to say they matter. Southern governor said that they don't like the security forces coming into their states to carry out operation without telling them. What thing they go do if they tell them? Danger of Imo State. The Supreme Court governor of Imo State invited the military to kill his own people simply because, and he used the people's money to lie and blame the young Igbos, the Biafrans, for the crimes of their own unknown gunmen. If they had killed Sunday Igboho that day, they would have probably tell all of us that he was killed by unknown gunmen. You know that. But when they didn't get him, those they kidnapped, they decided to hand them over to the DSS to take the fall and say, we went to his house, we were the one, and we arrested them. What did he do? Nothing. The Igbo governors, the Igbo governors who attended the meeting in Lagos probably and were not bold enough to include the kidnapping of Nnamdi Kanu in that their manifesto because they don't bond them well. The one they released today, some of them will go back to Abuja and say, me, I know deal. Mr. President, I know deal. They just told me to come to a meeting and I went to the meeting. That's it. I know deal. I know trust. Opus or Dingba didn't even attend. Because the guy know one day where you're going to talk to me then deal with Fulani and not waiting me that in no good day. So last is a charade. They have done the show off in Lagos. Give them 1 week. The story will change again. But thank God. No matter how I know they bother about messenger, but I sure love this message from these guys.
We demand for the urgent release of Nnamdi Kanu, his colleagues, and all prisoners of conscience as part of the process of the search for national cohesion and building a new Nigeria. There is a legitimate debate among Nigerians on the Biafra question. And there are indeed many Igbos who, like many other Nigerians, may not agree with Nnamdi Kanu's objective or means. But it needs to be stated, however, that no citizen of Nigeria deserves the kind of treatment that is meted to Nnamdi Kanu and his colleagues. Government has declined to obey the orders of properly constituted courts in Nigeria for his release. Nnamdi Kanu is not above the law, but nor should he be put beneath it. A situation where the state refuses to obey clear and legitimate court orders for his release, and even one of them outrightly ordered for his unconditional release. There is absolutely no reason in a country with a rule of law that he should have been held an hour later than those court orders or even rulings of the court that he should be released unconditionally. Why is Nnamdi Kanu's case an exception?
Me, I like the message. Just like the lawyer who gave us the background of what really happened, how Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped and what they did to him. If you have the time, Pastor, I said Pastor. Barrister Ejiofor, ladies and gentlemen.
In the course of this discourse, first of all, there was a clear collaboration between the Kenyan government and Nigerian government. I'm happy now that they are denying the fact that Nnamdi Kanu was arrested in their place and also handed over to Nigerian government. But I can assure you that by the time we finish with them at the international court, they will never remain the same. What's important at this stage, and I've already made known to the world, is that he was arrested at the airport on the 19th day of June 2021. And he was taken to an unknown residence. That is a fact. He wasn't taken to a custody, and they recognized the official custody of the police over there. He was taken to an unknown residence where he was subjected to inhuman treatment. Nnamdi Kanu was tortured, maltreated, and beaten, mercilessly beaten. So these are facts within our knowledge, confirmed by him to us. So after spending 8 days in their custody, illegal custody, they now beckoned on the Nigerian counterpart to come for him. And by the time they came, Nnamdi Kanu was apparently unconscious at the point they came to pick him. He was unconscious. He was near lifeless at the time they were about to take him to Nigeria. So, and consequently they brought him here. So now, to tell you the level of their conspiracy and the desperation to get him jailed at all costs by enemies. They brought him here on a Sunday, and the federal government is fully aware that I'm the lead counsel to Nnamdi Kanu. And there's a charge against him before the court, which has been subsisting has been going on. Because after invasion of his premises on the 14th of September 2017 by the Nigerian military and soldiers, who killed over 28 persons in his house, and by act of providence he was narrowly escaped, we filed an application before the court for an inquest into what transpired in his house on the 17th of September 2017, for court to inquire as to what happened in his house, what led to his disappearance. And we are still in this process, because that is fundamental. This is a person that has expressed to the world that is ready to come for his trial on October 14th, 2017. He wasn't planning to leave the country. He wasn't planning to run away from the trial. He was ready to come for the trial on October 14th. The matter was stated for commencement of trial. Then on September 17th, his house was invaded. So to tell you that the government was not ready at the time to prosecute him, because they have no evidence to establish even the charge preferred against him to even date. So they went after his life. Now it's compelling on the part of the court to inquire what happened to this person I granted bail, what led to his disappearance. Then surprisingly, on the 28th of March 2019, when the matter came up for shorties to show cause why they will not be committed for contempt, why they were unable to produce Nnamdi Kanu. That was the proceedings of that day. The court gave an order revoking his bail. Then we said no, because the court should be bound by its records. We said no, and we filed an application to get that vacated. Since 2019 to date, the matter had severally come up before the court, the same court, and the court was not inclined to hear this application to vacate the order. And the worst is that the federal government has not filed any response to this application before the court. They not filed a response in counter to application to get that all vacated. They were not interested. What they are interested is to how to get in Nnamdi Kanu at all means available to them. So now he was brought into this country on Sunday after being detained, maltreated, subjected to all forms of injury, maltreated, and inflicted with severe injuries on account of handcuff that lasted on his hands for over 4 hours till before he was brought to court. And you can see him on handcuff in court on that day. Those injuries are still there, and a number of medical issues he's having today on account of what was the kind of treatment that was meted out to him. So they took him to court on a Tuesday. Tribal Labaran, who is the counsel that was in court on that day representing federal government, is fully aware that the Sifai Ejiofor is the lead counsel in this matter. And I've been in court with him in all cases affecting Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB. He never extended the courtesy of informing me that that my client was arrested, was abducted, because in this case wasn't arrested. So but when we get to that bridge, we'll cross it. He was abducted and kidnapped from Kenya and brought into this country. So now he didn't feel it confident. He didn't see it confident or deem it appropriate to inform me that my client was arrested and been brought to court on Tuesday. So that shows there's a collaboration between the government in question, as we stand today, and the people who were appearing before them. Because if at all there was any element of iota of transparency in what they're doing, is compelling on the part of the AG, not the lawyer representing the Federation, to inform me that they are coming to court on Tuesday, so I can come to court and see my client. I don't know what happened, and this is quite from him what happened. So on Tuesday, took him to court, and the court asked them, "Where is Barrister Ejiofor? Is he not in court? Was he not informed?" They said no. They arrested him and brought him to Abuja on Sunday, and they.
Yes, that's the background, the first part. I have the other part. I don't think time will permit us to use that tonight. So I'm going to open the line because I promised to tonight. So I haven't really delivered everything so far, but nevertheless, I'm going to take just a few calls before I go. But before that, here is what Professor Wole Soyinka had to say about that.
We haven't even reached that point of answering that question yet, because we can go in a transitory way and say, okay, let us take care of all the anomalies and then see whether people's positions change or not. But right now, what we have is not a nation, but a basket case. It's a real basket case, which is just shriveling and disintegrating all over the place, and all the contents are spilling over the basket. And all we're trying to do is say, oh, hold it there, grab it there, cover it there, cover that leak, and so on. A nation can't continue like this. It's obvious. And some people are more impatient than others. That's all.
Let's talk about the arrest of the leader of IPOB. How did you respond to that?
Well, Nigeria, for me, it's not for me to tell the government to prepare itself, because there's going to be a huge squawk when the truth about how Kanu was arrested, when the truth comes out. Our nation is, people are alleging this and that and that. So that's one phase, whether Nigeria has acted outside international law. That's one issue. The second issue, however,
I'm going to bring more of that interview into my program next time because of the time tonight, okay? Everybody knows that Nigeria has committed an international crime by abducting a British citizen from another country, whatever arrangement it is, like Professor Wole Soyinka said, right? By the time the truth of how Nnamdi Kanu got abducted comes out, by the time the truth comes out, it will be worse than what you have heard so far. And then you will realize, come clean, that you are dealing with a terrorist, people in power. And terrorists in power, they are not friends of anybody. I have my first caller. Hello.